Hi, Kate. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
So I'm really thrilled to have Kate back here for another interior show. From Home, I called it. From Home, Interior View. It's a beautiful exhibition, and I know many of you were really taken by we had your a solo show back in July, and of course all of the interiors sold very quickly, and so many people were asking, when will we have another show, when will Kate be back? So we thought, let's have an online show at the end of the year. Well, it's sort of online, it's online too, but we decided to hang it in the gallery as well so that we could talk about the paintings. And so they're not in the exhibition room, we're in another little space that sort of is next door to the exhibition room, and it sort of goes into our very messy area at the moment because everything had to be pushed out.
Busy.
Kate, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here and for doing this show. So, are you still working on the same house? Like, a lot of these paintings are Sibylla Court's beautiful home.
They are, and they're an extension of my last exhibition. So I was on such a roll that I just sort of kept going. But I've also begun on some other people's spaces. I've got some very good friends in Elizabeth Bay that I've been painting, and my parents' home always features in it because I spend so much of my time there and my whole childhood. So, and there are a few of my auntie's place, and yeah. So
and I think that's what really resonates with everyone. People can see parts of their own home in here, and they also, the beauty of some of it, you seem to be able to capture two things that I love about your paintings, and I want everyone to have a think about it, because the two things are patterns. You are very, very clever with patterns. It's never overdone, but they're always there, and they really add to the beauty. The other thing I absolutely love are the windows. So the windows are this opportunity to sort of have that landscape outside, and you're one of the few painters that actually paints what's outside the window. So so many artists blur the window. There's the window, and they put a curtain in front of it, and there's a bit of a blur. What's out there? Maybe a little, hint of greenery. But in some of yours, and in particular the one up here, it's all about what's outside the window.
Yes.
It's taken from inside.
Yes.
So I think that's what's incredibly beautiful about your paintings, but it's the patterns. And I have to say, a couple of people have said very Matisse-like.
Oh, I have had that comment as well. I like to use patterns for my compositions. I think they're really important to balance a painting. It's just one of my go-to things that I do, and I think I always subconsciously spot them out when I'm at people's places or things like that.
And that's a gift.
So, I would agree. Patterns are definitely one of the big things that I think about when I paint. Also, though, added to those things are definitely the light. I'm very inspired, particularly at the moment, about light, how it fills a room, or how it goes through glass and all that kind of stuff. So that's been definitely at the forefront.
Well, that is another comment that everyone talks about, the shadows and the light. So the shadows, this one here. Someone wrote to me about they love the way the colour in those dots. Now that's Sibylla Court's house again, and that's a painting she has on the wall with colours. But in that painting, you actually transition across the painting depending on the amount of shadow on the paint, which I think is just, and people notice that.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, because I spend a lot of time thinking about that.
Good.
Also, just on your comment about my landscapes out the window, I deliberately do that because I also love painting landscapes.
I know.
I'm on such a roll with interiors, but it's like a little way for me to get my landscapes back into my work. And actually, in this series, I've started painting paintings of my paintings in the background of my new still lives. So that's actually a painting.
A painting within a painting.
A painting within a painting. So
I didn't know that.
I'm sort of just experimenting with that at the moment too.
Well, that's fabulous. We won't talk. We've had our interview when we had your solo show, so we don't need to waffle on right now. We'll get straight into the tour, and you can go through and tell everyone a little bit about the paintings. So thank you so much. We're doing this the day beforehand because we're so we don't have wine in our hand or anything, and it's so close to Christmas. But hopefully that's good for everyone, because they'll be able to maybe put it on their wish list for a Christmas present.
Hopefully, yes.
So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll get straight on with the tour. The exhibition will run right through till Christmas, and as I've said for the other exhibitions, probably towards the end of January, because we close for a big chunk of that Christmas period. So any inquiries, contact me, and we'll get on with the tour.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.